Hello and welcome to this Madden 27 video, taking down my Week 1 and Week 2 games. Firstly up against the Oakland Raiders. This was a human-controlled player. You can tell that by the top right corner with their username that we were playing. So it was them to kick off, me to receive. Now, a little context for this particular player. I believe he made it to the Super Bowl, but due to, I think, possibly even a PlayStation breakdown, he wasn't able to compete in the final. But everyone seemed to think that he may very well be in contention or be worth a look at for the win of the Super Bowl this coming season. So, with that in mind, and this being my first real competitive match, let's see how I do. So the Dolphins, not the strongest team on the field, or sort of in the league, but I have a few choice moments, that being one of them. That might be the only one. It's still trying to work out about the sort of defensive coverage. It's still trying to work out where they're going on their routes. And there you go, fumble, my defense can't get it. And already in the first sort of 2 minutes of play, I've not even had a full 4 downs. It's that annoyance of knowing how quickly the blitz or the coverage is coming. It's knowing where the space is going to be. It's knowing where the holes are to do the run. So like this, for instance, he knew straight away where the hole was going to be. I never get that kind of space from sort of the offensive blockers or the defense not picking it up well enough. So I just don't know quite how to choose the right plays at the moment to give me that sort of level of space. So here I go again, another run. Again, because of not knowing, I thought that a gap would open up, didn't open up, ran into the back of someone, and by the time I've worked out what's going on, I've already got the defensive backs just taking me out. So I go for another throw. Luckily get that one through. That was reasonably done. It was under a bit of pressure, but made it through. Again, 1st and 10 this one is. A bit of a throw and get through to a 2nd and 5. It's not too bad, so go for the run. Don't want to sort of try for those interceptions. But again, I actually sort of lose yardage there. I lose a yard. Again, not knowing where the things are going to be coming up. That was unlucky. I thought I had that one. Unfortunately not. So it got swatted away by the opposition. My guy was so close to getting that first down, so it goes to a kick. Or a punt, as they call it. So there you can see he's not made it to the 20, which would what a touchback would be. So it wasn't bad defense, but he, just looking at the way he played that, he was able to get the spins and get out the way. There we go. Another touchdown, adding to his total of 13-0 by the second quarter so far. Now, again, it's that knowing what defensive plays to call when you're that close to the line. What's the best thing to stop the runs, but then you also want to make sure you're not missing out on the spaces that they're going to create for throwing. And arguably that's part of the whole game, and it, you know, that's why people do score in real life, because things happen and holes open up and all the rest of it. I think it's just in the game there's an element of again, understanding, or that learning curve of this game, that if you aren't playing it that often, or you haven't played it before that much, you play someone who's very good at it and they know exactly what you're doing and can predict essentially where you're going to be trying this. There you go, a throw that I got taken out on. So 3rd and 15 for them now in the second quarter, 3 minutes to go, and look at that, I got an interception and a pretty good return yardage. That was probably the best play of the game for me, and it wasn't even on my team. It was lucky more than anything. So it does go to show that, you know, it's not just, you know, how good the player is. everyone makes mistakes, and that's kind of the way it goes. You aren't always going to be making it perfect every time, but it meant I could get a sort of field goal attempt. I think it's also because I'm currently just using the coaching options and not knowing the playbooks that well for the particular coaches. He's able there where it was like that sort of fake and then turn around and throw to the middle. I wouldn't know which one to choose. It's not something that I think comes up, and it'll probably be in the playbook somewhere, knowing what kind of throw to pick and all the rest of it. You'll be able to adjust that yourself, knowing what's there and what isn't. But there you go, fumble because he caught it, missed the first player, got knocked down. It's fumbled, essentially another interception. And so it's already turned over again. So that was annoying. I'm not sure that's more annoying than an interception. I think so, because I'd already caught it. It's like just hold the ball in your hands. But that's how it goes. So 27-3, and it goes eventually at the end of that drive. He scores another field goal to score 30-3. So it's not a close game, but I'm glad to have got some points on the board. It's knowing, like I say, where to pick things up and how to make that sort of play that you've just seen there happen, how to get the quarterback to really hit the right gaps, know when to stay in the pocket, know when your coverage is spreading the right way, where you're not going to get intercepted. And it's going to be a lot of practice. So the next game, my week 2 game just coming up, is against the computer. The other opposition, we couldn't organise a time to meet, and the only time we could do, he put it onto automatic play or whatever it's called. I still lose, spoiler alert, but up against the Chargers. But this one is a lot closer because it's, I don't know if there's different playing. Maybe on the offense it is. I'm not so sure about the defense, but on the offense it's different. Having the computer play than it is maybe someone who knows what they're doing. So there we go. Unfortunately, it wasn't a sack. It was he'd already released the ball, but didn't get anywhere. So that was quite good for me. So it's my turn at the moment now. 1st and 10. So 2nd and 9. Right back near the end zone. I get a throw off, and yeah, a couple of good yards out of that one. So some of the time I think this is it, I do quite well in little spurts. So, I'll find a rhythm of making short yardage. But there, where it's 1 yard to go, would a quarterback sneak have been better? As it is, I just punted away and that was that. So he then gets a field goal from his drive. So he is now 3 points up. I was able to stop the touchdown, but he was able to get close enough to do the field goal attempt. So it's me again on offense. Oh no, I'm sorry. That he doesn't. That one he misses, so it's too far out. So that one keeps the score level at 0-0. This time I am going for the run, and again find a gap, just enough to get through. Not many yards, but again they all count. It really is like just sometimes it seems to work how you'd expect it to. You sort of like grind out the yardage, get some running plays. So I'm that seems to be working. So I go for another one. Maybe I should have gone for a throw, because this time round, oh no, this one again still makes some good yardage on that. It's trying to find those gaps every single time. Maybe I should here have stuck to the run game. It was working for me. When the throw comes in, again, I'm underselling myself. I'm performing quite well. The reason I've left this bit in is because I forget it's the first quarter, and at the end of the quarter, I forget that what will happen is that it will automatically just go into the second quarter. Nothing changes. So I was using timeouts quite a bit to make sure I didn't run out of time to try and score something. And as it was, I did a stupid throw. I thought the guy was open, but again, he was well covered, and it's a turnover. So he's now turned over very close to where I am. Luckily, the defense hold up their end this time. So against the computer version compared to the obviously that first week one just before this, where I lose 30-3. At the moment, it is very close. You can see sort of going into the second quarter, it's a tied game. It may have been different with the non-computer controlled player. He eventually wraps it up into the field goal I was talking about before, where he'll get 3 points and on the board. Midway through the second quarter, I again get to attempt to do something. Recently, I've been having a lot of offensive fouls, but this time it was actually a defensive foul, so I get that. As you can see now, on sort of the 40-41 yard line, knowing where to go. Now, what I should have done, I think, was go for the triangle, the crossing in front of the line sort of route, rather than going for the covered Landry, who then obviously I throw another interception. So that's 2 interceptions I've thrown this game so far. But watching that video back, I should have, rather than trying to drive all that way downfield, what I should have done is just taken the short yardage, the short gain, and keep it going there. I think the trouble for me is looking quickly enough. Even though I now use sort of such a high angle, I'm not able to read all of the open receivers. Then when I think someone's open, you'll see that, you know, sometimes it gets thrown as an interception. So where I think someone's open, they're not actually so open. Luckily there, he had to just sort of essentially throw it away because of the pressure, and again gets another 3 points from a field goal attempt. So he's slowly racking up the points, which again will be enough for the win. Like I say, I've already spoiled the match. If you want to watch all of these, I do in another playlist put up the whole sort of streamed match, and we sort of stream all the live games. So again, feel free to watch them play out in their full entirety. But these are my commentary and thought videos over how it went. So it's me again. This time it's now the fourth quarter. Time is running out. I am right in on my end, as it were. So I'm going for the long game. Throw it upfield and see what happens. And what happens is I think I catch it. No. It's another interception. So although Landry is essentially like my playmaker for the team, the cornerback that's kind of watching him is really on the ball for this match, and I give away, I think, a few too many easy interceptions and pass sort of turnovers. So cutting to the end of that drive, and he again goes for another field goal, a bit of a way out, but does make it, making it 9-0. So far it's still, very close in terms of how it plays out. So 2nd and 8, 2.5 minutes or so coming left. I thought that one was a surefire catch. So did the guy who was running before he'd caught it. That was, I don't know if that was my timing on the throw, whether it was just one of those things that happens, but it was essentially frustrating that I'd done something that he was open, he was free, and he still doesn't catch it. And you kind of expect, I think, those kind of players to be solid enough to catch it and make that sort of yardage. But again, in real life, they do drop it, even when you'd expect them to not. So it's 4th and 1. I'm going to go for the field goal just to get some points up there. So just so I've got something on the board. Again, maybe I should have tried for the 1 yard, but because it's a sim league, I'm not sure whether actually the realistic thing to do there is get the field goal, get the points, or whether it's just a question of see what you can do. So it's 4th quarter with 18 seconds left, still 9-3, and this is the final drive I have. So 13 seconds now. Every time the coach call is basically the sort of Hail Mary trips, Hail Mary trio, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of the only one, as you can see, it's giving me is just do that. Now I'm not quite sure how this play is meant to work, because the 3 on the right hand side, they are so covered by all the players. I luckily dodged a tackle there, but there's no opening space. I'm not sure how anyone would be expected to catch that. I'm not quite sure. So 3rd and 10, 4 seconds left. This will be the last play of the game. It really is kind of an all or nothing. See what happens. So again, I get the time to throw it, but an interception. But essentially it doesn't matter by this point because it's 4th and time, and I lose by 6 points. So again, much closer than my week 1 score. Again, this time though it was against the computer rather than being a real person. Please, in the comments, let me know what you think I could do better, where you think I could improve. If you want to watch my whole match and comment on those, again, feel free. They are in a different playlist for all my sort of live streamed Madden games. You can obviously see there, though, that my stats are pretty ropey. My passing yards, 76 passing yards to his 202, 34 rushing yards. Not that great, but I do hope to improve as this league goes on. So again, feel free to follow me at The Real TomTom here on YouTube as well. And until next time, thanks for watching.